Hello, beautiful people. Hello. Welcome to the Power of Us podcast. I am here with the incredible Debbie Nemirovsky. Yes. And we've just been having a little chat. And I was like, I'm going to let little Natalie give a little bit of an introduction of Debbie, just from my heart to your heart. So, Debbie is such fun. Debbie is so brave. Debbie is rainbows on heat. Debbie awakens in us parts of ourselves that we don't even know are laying dormant. Like Debbie sees people like no one else sees people. I'm shivering all over as I say that. Yeah. And Debbie lives in a tree. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. You are Haprina. The story I wrote has come to fruition. And here I have Haprina, the elf in front of me. Like, wow, wow, wow. Debbie, welcome to the Power of Us pod, the Power Pod. All
Mm,
part of the event that I founded last year in 2025, which is all about inviting people in to be unedited, unscripted, unpolished in their conversations with me, in the way that they show up on stage or in the podcast as a guest. And it's all about the voice. And Debbie is, like myself, here to help people reclaim the essence of their voice. So I'm going to take you into a little bit of rhythm. We don't know where this is going. We don't know. But we got the wings here today. So tell me a time when you just were like, whoa, you woke up and you went, okay, I'm going to use my voice unedited. I am going to speak today like I've never spoken before. And how did
mm,
that change your reality?
mm. This is such a good question. And I did not prepare anything, so I wanted to allow it to flow. I'd love to say, like, here was the line in the sand moment. Here was the time that I said, this is enough. I am sick of hiding who I am, and I am going to fully express myself. The reality is, it wasn't one moment. It was all the small moments, all the teeny, teeny, tiny steps that add up and add up and add up till all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I almost don't even recognize who I am because I've been making so many tiny steps that I may not have seen it along the way or have felt it in like little driplets here or there. But now I'm looking at myself 2 years later from where I really kind of started this journey and I'm going, I have become the woman that I was longing for 2 years ago. The woman who was sitting on the basement floor in her parents' house, depleted from life, when my father asked me, looked down at me. Remember, he was standing and I was sitting down. He goes, when was the last time you felt joy? Oh, it was like a punch to my heart. It was like my heart and my stomach and my womb and my soul just got ripped out of me. And I was seeing this like raw version of me because I couldn't answer the question. When was the last time I felt joy? And in that moment, I decided I am in control of my life. I am not a victim. I get to make different choices, even if it makes people uncomfortable, even if it disrupts my reality, even if it disrupts the reality of others. So within, I think, a few weeks, I had packed up my bags in my car. I drove halfway across the country to Colorado, to a city, to a town that I didn't know, where I didn't know anyone. And I just decided, like, this is a new chapter. I am not sacrificing myself anymore. I am not keeping myself quiet to make other people comfortable. The contract that I had made with like 3 year old Debbie of don't speak too loudly, don't move too intensely because it's going to make people uncomfortable, that contract started to just slowly disappear every single day that I decided to become the woman that I want to be. It's through being her before I feel like I am her. And so it's been all these small actions. It's been starting to use my voice for the first time when I always told myself, I'm not a singer, I don't have a good voice. And I just started to explore. And through turning my life into a playground of exploration and curiosity, I've just been able to dive into all these different parts of myself, find the power from within me. So it feels like I am a completely different person, and yet I'm exactly like, I don't believe in becoming a new person. I believe in expanding. I believe in peeling away layers like an onion. But I truly believe that at our core, we are already everything that we are meant to be, right? Like our wisest woman is already inside us. And the more that I remember she's already within me, the more I make decisions through her lens, and the more that I'm truly able to explore who I am in this vessel, in this physical body, in this lifetime.
Oh, oh my God, I love it all. The word that shot out to me was raw, the rawest version of Debbie. And I've experienced your work, and so I'm going to play a little bit and mirror back your work to you. So talk to me from the rawest version of Debbie in any way that Debbie wants to be raw right now. And this is kind of like the rejection to resonance queen question. Yeah, raw, raw, raw.
Ooh, yase. Ooh, meko ye, seo ya. Ooh, yaseo, meshu ya. Ooh, chiku, 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 chi. Ah, sa ah. Cuckoo! 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 Ooh, yes. Sekuye. Ooh, sekuye. Meshuye. Yekuye. Se. Oh,
No more words. No more words. Let's just keep singing raw, raw tone. Those people who are tuning in maybe for the first time, tuning into themselves, tuning into their channels, tuning in, finding this platform, finding the difference in us, the power of us. And us came to me because universal streamers kept coming through, the light beamers, the original light beamers coming through with this intelligence, this new technology that is currency. It's the new currency. Yeah. And I was listening to a track the other day and it was talking, listen to the track without words. And then this beautiful man goes in and starts singing all the tones. And once we start taking away the words, as my great friend Deborah Kilby says, we kind of take away the spells, the spellings. You know, I used to hold a lot of shame in my body, Debbie, for getting spellings wrong or getting things
Mm.
round the wrong way. It happened recently, actually, for my wedding invitation. Instead of RSVP, I put RSPV. And of course, judges point this out, but I forgive the judge within the person, even if it's the love of my life, because we have to have that softness, and that's that wisdom within us that when we get really into our wise woman and seeing others in their in their full self, moving into an exchange of conversation to help others come into their true self. So for somebody sitting on the threshold, by the way, thank you so much for that rawness. I'm just, it's still permeating through me. I love it. I love you. And I love your voice.
Love you.
I love your
Mm.
voice. I love everything about your voice, your speaking voice, everything. And when we're in our truth tone, it actually doesn't matter how we sound because we don't care. We don't care about the rejection. We don't care about the inflection or whether, I've got my soft palate lifted to create an operatic tone, or it's not about the singing. Making sound as a sound engineer, a sound artist, yeah, it's about creating fullness. So for somebody that's sitting on that precipice, on the antithesis of change, yeah, the threshold, maybe they're in their basement. And when you say you're in your basement, you could be talking metaphorically there. So they're in their basement, and the basement is like those lower rungs of shame. Shame is the basement. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're in their shame basement. One word, 3 words, 5 words, 10 words. Would you put together to say to them? Not even in a sentence. Let's really play with this, Debbie, because I know you understand what I'm saying.
Mhm.
We could use the same 10 words and that would form a different sentence. This is what little Natalie loves about words, you know? And play. I'm gonna have a sip of tea while you think.
Curiosity, expansion, play, feel the vibrations,
Curiosity, expansion. Curiosity, expansion.
it's not the outcome, it's the intention.
Curiosity, expansion.
I think something so important about going on your vocal journey, especially if you've grown up saying, I'm not a singer, I don't have a good voice, people tell me to stop singing when we're in the car, is not to care about what you sound like, but to simply do it. Even if it starts out as a whisper, and it has to be a whisper for days or weeks, it doesn't have to start loud or big or even sound good. I had to be really okay with sounding awful, with not liking the sound of my own voice until I was comfortable enough to express my own voice, to where I started to trust in myself, to where I started to feel my inner power through using my voice, even when I was like, this sounds awful in my logical mind. The inner light within me started to shine brighter and brighter and brighter until I started to hear my own truth. I started to hear my own power. And now I go for walks and I literally feel the frequency of my voice healing. I see the antelope just mesmerized, staring at me as I serenade it. And the only way I can say that I have become to love my own voice, even when I'm like, oh, that was a little off. And I love that because I'm human and that happens. It's only come through that devotion to self, that willingness to be in the really awkward and uncomfortable state of, I don't like how I sound, but I'm going to keep sounding because the silence is worse.
Mm. Yeah, I'm going to keep sounding, even though I don't like the sound of my own voice, because the silence is worse. Mm. Yeah. So silence has a sound.
Oh, it can get loud.
Yeah.
It can get really loud.
Like this. Knock, 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 knock on the exactly. Yeah. And there's a song, is it The Silence is Golden? And I think we're in a golden age. We've come out of the dark age. We were in it for a very, 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 very long time, and there's a golden age that is ahead of us. It's an incredible time to be alive. So that silence is golden is actually is going to be attainable to us now. And when I say us, the universal streamers, but us on the for humanity as well. Like you said, you brought it back to the real. I'm only human. We're only human. We chose the human experience, and yeah, failure is only feedback. Like that is, I use that once a week for little Natalie now.
I think also too for me when I'm scared of failure, which happens a lot because I've chosen a life where I've made a lot of decisions that scare me, but I'm not willing to let the fear control me anymore. Like, yes, I love you. You're trying to keep me safe. You get to be in the passenger seat, but you're not driving. And what I remind myself is there's no such thing as failure. The biggest failure is not trying. The biggest failure is wondering what if, what if, what if, and never being able to explore it. Never, it's like sitting on the sidelines and watching all the kids play, being like, well, I don't know how to play and I'm going to do it wrong, so I'm just going to sit here on a bench. And you know what? Maybe the bench is good for you. That's great. But if you have that desire, that craving, that yearning to go down that slide, to be on the monkey bars, you have to be okay with falling. Because to me, what's worth is getting to the end of this human life and wondering what if, living with regret of what I could have done. So I'd rather look silly, look ridiculous, quote unquote fail, not do it in the way that I thought I would, and be like, oh, that's interesting. What does that have to teach me?
Mm. Ah, love it. That's interesting. What does it have to teach me? And we will share how they can come follow you and play in the playground, because I know on Instagram you share such playful posts. You're so present in the play, and the sharing and the vulnerability, and sharing the edge. And again, there's a similarity for us in that we play in different ways. I mean, my play is really getting vocal, is getting people to get vocal as well, and having chats. And but I think you're going to encourage me to play more and more. I'm sitting on a bench now. It made me kind of laugh, sitting on the bench. I got to go out and play this afternoon, and yeah, every day. The promise is to play. There was something that was coming through there that I really wanted to respond to. But I may have forgotten it, and that's cool. So I feel like we're getting more into the present, and there's so much coming up in our community because we're in a shared community around, swapping the performance for presence. And that's again what the power of us is, but the event itself is about. For people to say yes to standing and delivering from their true self. And I see that you have your wings on here. Yeah, you're showing up in your wings. What do the wings represent for you, Deborah? Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. I'll say it after this.
Oh, this is a good question. What do these wings represent for me? They represent me allowing myself to show all parts of myself. I have always kind of been someone who feels like they need to compartmentalize myself, right? Like I am professional at my job. I am open with my friends. I am shy with strangers, right? I had all of these stories of who I was, and it changed with the different people that I was with. For all those recovering people pleasers, you'll probably understand this, right? It comes from, I don't want to cause anyone discomfort, so I'm going to find a way to mold myself into a version that is comfortable for you, that pleases you. And what that left me with was so much emptiness, so much hollowness, so much confusion of like, who am I? I don't fit into any of these boxes that I've been putting myself in. And so I've been on a journey. It's been mostly over the past 2 years, but a lot longer, of discovering who I am. And it's not through sitting there and thinking about it, because I've tried that and it doesn't work for me. Like the overthinking, it doesn't work for me. So for me, it's how can I look at life as an experiment? How can I like parent my inner child, right? The same way that, at least how I grew up, right, with parents who loved me dearly, is we're going to take you to all these different activities. Do you like soccer? Do you like ballet? Do you want to do art or singing? And they take you to all these different things so you get to explore, who you are and what you enjoy. And so I've started to do the same thing, right? What does my inner child want? What does my wise woman want? What does my feral gremlin want? What does, right? All the different, like the feral gremlin's like, I have so many different parts of myself, and it is doing a disservice to others to only show them one part of me. And it's been made so clear and so abundant in my life. It's through showing up. Like, I tried to be serious online. I tried to be like, okay, I am going to show you the healing journey that I've went on. And someone's like, when you're online, I do not get to see the like goofy Debbie that's in person. Like I crave seeing her online. And I was like, oh, I didn't, I've been using this platform to like really expand myself and show my voice online for the first time. But then I forgot other parts of myself. And so it's like, yeah, this is an interview and I get to wear my wings, like I get to not have the most perfect setup. Like I get to just show up as me and show Natalie and everyone who's listening to the power of us. Like we're not here to be perfect. We are here to be every single part of ourselves. We are here to show our true expression, because it's when we show that true expression, when we really feel in our bodies, we fill that like empty void, and we attract the people that are meant for us. We attract our soul family. Yeah, some people might not like these expressions of ourselves, but if they're not ready to see all of us, it's not their time to be in our lives. And it's through shedding those people that we invite in our soul family, the people that are like, yes, show me every single part of you. Because when I'm able to see the different parts of you, and it's not always at all times, I don't bring every single part of me in at all times, but I allow the different parts of me to come in at different times. And it's felt. It's the reason why every single time I walk into a room, especially a conference, an immersion, a retreat, the biggest thing that I hear back every single time is like, I felt you when you walked into the room. Your presence is medicine. You simply existing has been my permission slip.
For you existing is my permission. Oh, wow. I mean, I can feel the frequency of everything you've just expressed there. And what I love about free speaking, because we're just free speaking here, is that we get into is almost like a beautiful whirlwind there of expression, of passion, of joy, of love, of lived experience. Yes, exactly, exactly. Love it. All parts. And you've mentioned people pleaser, and you were mentioning the ifs. And I have a beautiful, I call her my rainbow mama. And the other day, we're doing some loving parent work, and she said, "Oh, I've seen the ifs inside of me, like my inner family system, which is a system by, I think, Richard Schultz. I hope I've got that right in my memory. But ifs is the inner family system. And she's like, they're my ifs. They're those parts of me that, have been playing small, have been numbed down, have been in the cellar. And that's the have been. And we're not have beens. We are present beings. And I'm getting more and more to that living more in the presence and the present. And that is, it's divine. It is what it said in the books. And it's gonna be more.
Yeah. I love to look at it from the lens of I've kind of coined the art of noticing.
Mm.
It's something that I started to do when I was depressed in college and like didn't have any will to get up. And it was just find one thing today that brings you joy, right? Like just look up at the sky and appreciate the cloud, see the tree, feel the grass, right? It was my way of like one thing a day that just brings me some joy. And as I've evolved, as I've, transformed, it's now become the art of noticing is the art of noticing without changing, without shaming, without, like the art of noticing can be as simple as like, oh, the tag on my shirt's making me uncomfortable and not doing anything about it for just a moment, to just stop in your tracks and notice something. Look out and see something. Close your eyes and hear the birds communicating this morning. Feel something in or on your body. And I encourage the people in my world 1 minute a day. The art of noticing is 1 minute a day, but it brings you into this pure presence that completely changes things. Because when you take just 1 minute a day to be present, you start to feel it. Your friends and family start to feel it. Your pets and animals start to feel it. The nature around you starts to feel it, right? Like the trees, the grass, everything, like they feel our energy. And when we commit to saying, I'm going to be fully present and I'm going to notice when I'm not, when I'm in the future, when I'm in the past, I'm not shaming those things. It's not wrong to think about the future and your dreams and the possibilities, to think about the past and how much you've grown or the things that, you've wished could change. Like all of that is beautiful. And I call it the seesaw of life because there's always a balance, right? We're always kind of going, my seesaw isn't really straight. It kind of is more like a wave, but it's recognizing where you are and being okay with that for a moment. Oh, I'm going into my past and spiraling down this thing. Okay, how could I just let myself be in it for a moment and then go, all right, what is happening in this present moment?
Mm.
What's like the first thing I can look up and see? What can I touch? How can we, especially in a society that is so fast paced, so, productivity focused, so, okay, do this and this and this and this and this. And like, as universal streamers, like we are multidimensional beings. We are like meant to do all of these different things at once because when we show up as our true expression, as our true selves, all of these different things come up and it's so juicy. And we want to be in all of that juice and we can do all of these things. And how do we find our center? How do we, shoot our roots down, our crown up, get connected to the universal one, and remember that we are so much more than this physical vessel?
As you said, the universal one. I thought you were gonna say wand. I'm just seeing, yeah, exactly. I'm seeing you in real time in magic, and there's no mystery to it. No, it's so beautiful to have you here, Debbie. Really, it really is, and I would just really wish to keep speaking, but we're going to bring it to the attention, yeah, the attention of you, and sharing now your how people can connect with you. So bringing it to connection, and I love connection. I haven't always been connected fully. I kind of see things as when we're unconnected, like a live wire, and in distraction. And but as you say, little by little, we bring in when we're meeting and attracting the right people and believing in ourselves so much, and trusting also the opportunities that come, the ones that we say yes to and the ones also that we say no to. And yeah, so I'd like you to connect with us and share how we can connect with you. Yeah,
Yes.
share.
I think this is so important because when you attract your people into your life, they don't take away from you. They add, they pour into your fountain and you pour into theirs. Like the overflow, the abundance is just inevitable. When you show up as your truest self, you attract the people who flow into you, who accept your flow, right? It is that like give and receive. And one thing I will say is if you are interested in entering my world, you need to be okay with being seen because I can make people uncomfortable, right? I've had people come up to me at events and go, "Why are you looking at me like that? It's making me uncomfortable." Because I have a natural way of seeing you, seeing who you really are at your core. And if you are not ready to face who you are at your core, if you're not ready to truly be seen, being in my world is probably going to make you uncomfortable. And if you're willing to be in that discomfort, to be seen and felt and heard, I welcome you in with the biggest open arms. But I am warning you that it may come with discomfort. It may come with expansion. It may come with being triggered sometimes. I think that there's so much beauty in being triggered by someone because you realize, like, oh, I'm triggered or I'm jealous because I want that, because I want to show up in that way. Right. And I think it's those people who make us like, cringe that also show us what's possible. With that said, you can find me on Instagram and now as of like 3 days ago on TikTok.
Ooh.
at positive altitudes. I think you'll see it right here. But it's positive, like not negative. And then altitudes. Think of a mountain. I actually created the name when I was doing a 6 month backpacking journey, and it just still fits and resonates. So those are the two best places to find me. On my page, you'll also learn about the different ways that we can connect together, right? And there are so many incredible opportunities. I actually just shared them on my stories yesterday. I don't know if we have time to share a few.
Go on.
Um, but all right, let's see what order this feels right in. Hmm. Okay. So the first is one of the most intimate experiences right now, which is in-person connection. I love Zoom. I love being able to connect online. And as someone who craves deep connection, as someone who loves physical touch, looking you in the eye in person, like I have been craving and going to a lot of in-person things. And so myself and my dear sister and soul family, Judith, um, have put together the Remembrance Immersion. And this is going to be 5 days in Germany in October. And it is a place of remembrance, a place of coming back home to yourself, a place to explore and play, be seen by others. We love to experiment with like different senses. So, like, not talking and like being seen through the eyes, right? Using our bodies as our voices, using our voices but without words, right? Creating art with our bodies. There's so many different ways that we play with this expression and with this connection to yourself and connection to others, and realizing that it's in a way all the same because we are one. So that is first in-person thing that I am so excited to host. I also have some online things. So I have a true expression session, which Natalie, you have done, which is a 30-minute playground. It is a space for just you and me to explore whatever you desire, whatever your intention is. We come in without expectations because I come in with no plan. I have no idea how the session's going to go. I come in knowing that I am here to hold the space so that you feel free enough to fully express whatever it is that wants to come out, whether it hasn't been expressed or wants to be expressed further. And we get to use the lens of curiosity to just play and explore and let out whatever wants to be let out. And so I love those sessions. I love those sessions so much because it's such an honor to be able to see people in their expression. Um, and if you want to go even further, you're like, 30 minutes, that's not enough. Like, I already know I want to be on the playground. I want to do this work together, not because I need you, but because I want someone to walk side by side with me because we're not meant to do this alone. You can. You 100% can, but we're not meant to. We're meant to do it in community. We're meant to do it in partnership. We're meant to do it together. And so I have, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the name. Uncage Yourself is a 3, 6, or 8 week program that is like True Expression, but more, but a continuation where you get to explore that playground daily and you get to get on weekly calls and just keep digging further and further into the sand pit. Um, and I want to end with this one because this is the one that feels the most special and the most raw and the most, I have no idea how this is going to be done, but I know that it will because this is the one that has been the most soul calling, the one that my soul spoke to me and my logical brain went, eh, And I went, mm-mm-mm. My soul is done negotiating with my logical mind. We don't have the space or the time for that. This mission has a purpose of bringing us together. The purpose is the remembrance of our power, of our purpose, of the medicine and magic of our voice, of the power of us when we come together to share our frequencies. This vision is created to not only step into your power, but to release what no longer serves. It's not just for you, it's not just for me. It is for our ancestors. It is for our lineage. It is for every single version your soul has been. It is deeper than the logical mind. It is something that is felt first. The 100 Voices mission is an album of remembrance, an album of true expression. 100 voices coming together.
See those 100 voices right now. Screaming into the cordon. This time being Debbie pulling in 100 voices. Already done. Already done. The birds in the background. You are magnificent. I'm so happy you remembered your voice. Happy that you sat in the pain to find your pleasure. And I want to thank your ancestors for all that they went through, all their suffering.
I come from a strong, fearless, courageous lineage. And I have the privilege of sharing my unfiltered truth without the physical dangers and fears. I am the first person in my generation who can speak my truth outside of my home without being scared of my life ending. And I need to use that privilege. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we will have all of this information in the show notes. I can say that working with Debbie for those 30 minutes was unexpected, and it was incredibly uplifting. And some of the sounds have made their way into my new track, which will be the anthem for the Power of Us 2026. I also hope it will be one of the voices in the of the 100. I'm here with you on this mission. I actually really loved you made two sounds. Like when you were talking about the mission, it was like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I want to sample those sounds. I want to bring those in. I love how you use the word unfiltered because, that's one of the uns for the Power of Us event, unfiltered, unedited, unrehearsed, unpolished, unplanned. But most
Hence why
certainly,
I was gonna
yeah.
say, hence why I looked at the questions that you sent me and then went, I'm not preparing. I'm just gonna let it flow because that's what's needed. It's the unfiltered, uncensored, raw version of who we are.
And we have been there. We've been there today. And the last word that I always end with is unforgettable. And
Mm.
that's the impression. That's the impression that I'm looking for now, the unforgettable imprint of somebody's soul signature. And you're just beautiful. Thank you so much. For our listeners, if you're listening in on a platform such as Spotify where you can't see Debbie's wings, I encourage you to go over to YouTube and come and see this beautiful fairy among us. Yeah. In all her parts. Oh, I'm going to share her pre and the hobble knotted goblin. I wrote that story about 6 years ago. I'm going to share that with you. And I love you very much.
Mm.
For anybody that wants to tune in, there's going to be a few of these episodes leading up to the Power of Us, the live event. So we get to be in person on the 26th of September in London from 4 till 8 p.m. And there will be notes also and links in the show notes to find out more about us, more about the mission, the Instagram page, everything that you need to know. But for now, let's glow. Off we glow. Off we glow. Off we glow.
Glow,
Glow.
off we glow,
Glow.
off we glow, off we glow.
Off we glow. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you for everybody tuning in. We have been the Power of Us, too lit to be limited.
Miss